Yes, before we start this video, we'd like for y'all to like and subscribe to this channel. This is Sit Down with the Boss, our 4th episode, and we have the OG Kitty Malt Liquor. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell the city just who you are?
Hey guys, I'm Kitty Malt Liquor. I'm from the north side of Corpus Christi, born and raised in the projects, which is called Den Leathers. I'm hood, ratchet, ghetto, but I'm real, and I love the Lord.
Amen. And how did it feel growing up on the north side of Corpus Christi, Texas?
Oh my God, like I said once before, that's the reason I'm OG Kitty. Shit. How does it feel? That I'm her. I am the north side. But shit, it's real. It's real.
And how does it feel to get so much love around the city?
Oh man, I feel honored. You know what I'm saying? I feel honored, but I show a lot of love, so I know when you show love, you get love back. I can't really say how I feel because, like I said, I am love. You know what I'm saying? And this is my city, so you know I'm used to it. Like.
And brothers and sisters, how many brothers and sisters did you grow up with?
I grew up with 4 brothers, 3 sisters. With my mom. But on my dad's side, y'all, I can't tell y'all how many sisters and brothers because 14 of us, and I have to go like this by name. But from my mother, she had 7 kids, 4 boys, 3 girls. My daddy had 14 kids, so I do have a big family. I have a lot of siblings. But one thing about it, even though my dad had 14 kids, he raised us all together. You know what I'm saying? We was all raised together as if we had the same mommy and daddy. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is. But I have siblings plus siblings.
And yeah, I asked this question before. How do you feel about the OG Big Bub? He called me and told me I had to make sure I get the OG Kitty on here.
Oh man, I love Big Bub. Just like Bubba called me OG, I call him Young G. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of respect there. There's a bunch of love there. The feeling is mutual. I do, like I said before, I do feel privileged and honored. Thank you, Big Bub. I love you.
Already. Now, what age did Kitty Malt Liquor jump in them streets?
I jumped in the streets around, I had damn at 14, I guess 15 years old. After my freshman year, as a matter of fact, my freshman year was the first year they made freshman 9th grade high school. You know what I'm saying? I got pregnant in the 8th grade, went to Miller in the 9th, dropped out in the 10th. So I guess I was like 16 when I dropped out of school and got in the streets, started selling drugs.
And boyfriends back then, you had any special loves back then when you was young, getting in the game?
Well, yeah, I had Cheese. His name Kirby Daniels. He was actually my first love. Tommy Green is who I really wanted, but he didn't want me. So, you know, I fell for Cheese, and then Butler came along and hit me with that thing one time. Cheese had to go. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Butler, my first 3 kids' father, you know what I'm saying? He was the love of my life. But, you know, of course, I was wild back then. I was a young thot, hood, rat, hoe, whatever you want to call me. I passed out a bunch of pussy. You know what I'm saying? So it's plenty of niggas, you know what I'm saying, that I you know, came across and, you know, did my thing. I was the thot. Duh.
Now, name some of the old school players that the young people might not know that was just true players back in the game. Even just the early 90s, maybe.
In my era, who I would really say players, we got BG, of course. That was my best friend for his male. Creon Martin, you know what I'm saying? He was player. Baron Townsend, he was player. Lee was player, but he was so motherfucking goofy. So, yeah, he was so motherfucking goofy. But who else in my era? One Hope. Hope was he older than me. But if you want to go there, you know, of course my brother Fresh.
You know, Pimp Bob Pimp.
Hope Pimp. Player. Ooh, there was a lot of them. Demo.
Really?
Was you know, he was player material. Who else was really player when I was in the streets? Damn, now you got me thinking, fat. You know how you when you want to say something and you can't think at that time, and then after I leave here, everybody will come to goddamn mind. But Hope Pimp was the man. That's probably why he got that name. Just to name a few, dog.
Okay, now being in the streets and you ended up getting in some trouble. What was it like when you took your first trip to the penitentiary?
Well, for me, I went to prison at 27. Like I said, I started selling drugs at 15. I didn't get busted until I was 27. So I was an adult, you know. I can't really speak on my teen years because I had never got busted.
Yeah.
But what was it like? At that time, I was older. You know what I'm saying? So I always knew the concept of accepting responsibilities for your actions. You know what I'm saying? But for me personally, you know, when I went before the judge asked me why I did it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just real. You know, y'all know, I can't make an excuse. I made a choice. You know what I'm saying? It was the wrong choice, but I made it. And I'm here before you today to accept the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Didn't shed a tear. Actually, we was actually arguing because when I got my federal charge, they gave me an unsecured bond. That mean, and that wasn't nobody but God. That mean they let me out on bond without me putting no more money up. It was called a $10,000 unsecured. But if I would have revoked that bond, I would owe the government $10,000. You know what I'm saying? So when I got busted, I went to court. They gave me a bond, unsecured. So I was able to bond out, get my shit together. I had 3 months to get it together before I went to prison. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't nobody but God. But honestly, like I said, I had 3 months to get it right, you know, to take care of my business before I went. So the day I went into the courtroom, my mind was already made up. Okay, Kitty, either you gonna go to prison, accept the bullshit that in the games that the prison dish out, or you gonna go to prison, take advantage, get your education, get yourself right, and come out and be a law-abiding citizen. And that's what I did. Because when I was in court, I already knew, well, I got to face the time. I can't run. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got to suck it up, take it to the chin, handle my business, get out, and be the best that I can be. And that's how I was.
So
you know what I'm
real.
saying?
That's so real. Yes. Now, that was my next question. The day you stepped out, what was on Kitty's mind, and what was the next thing Kitty was ready to do the day you was free?
The day I was free, the day I stepped up, like I said, when I went to prison, I got my GED. I wanted to take college courses. I was in feds, but I ain't have enough time. So my thing was to get out, take care of my motherfucking business, get my kids back, because everybody know I didn't raise my kids, and, you know, handle up. And that's what I did. I got out of prison. I stayed with my mama 2 months. I got a job. Facile had me get a job. I got me a Northside Manor within the 2 months. Facile sold me a car within 2 months. I enrolled in Delmar. I was in the LVN. I was taking my prerequisites to get into the LVN program. Met Dubois. He introduced me to the plants. I dropped out of school. But to answer your question, to handle my motherfucking business.
Oh, really? You did just that. Now, I'm going to go back a little bit, because you're the kind of person that don't tell something if I don't ask you. So now when we was talking about the streets, let's talk about Chewie. You know, and the events that happened, how you met Chewie, what kind of person Chewie was first offhand.
Okay, how I met Chewie, I've been knowing Chewie since he was born. Actually, his brothers grew up with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? We all from D and other projects. I've been knowing Chewie all his life. As he got older, I used to play with him. Like, you know, y'all know I'm a cool guy. I like youngsters. So as he was coming up, I always told him I was gonna get him. So eventually we hooked up. Chewie was a very outgoing person. He was a comedian. He was goofy. You know what I'm saying? He was a hustler. You know what I'm saying? He was about his business. And I loved him. I loved him. As a matter of fact, I was with my son's father. Said what I got with Chewie. You know what I'm saying? But I left said for Chewie. I left said for Chewie because Chewie made me happy. You know what I mean? Didn't have nothing. But I'm the type of female, you know, you could be living in a cardboard box. If you treat me like a queen and make me happy, then we can build together. So, you know, like I said, Chewie was very outgoing, very goofy, was a jokester. You know what I'm saying? And I loved him with everything in me. I gave up everything for him.
Already. Now, some people may not know, we don't have to get in depth, that you end up losing Chewie and you end up having to go through a process of being shot yourself.
Right.
Just talk about how it feels the day when you woke up.
The day when I woke up out of surgery, I was hurt. I was hurt. Excuse me. As a matter of fact, when I woke up, I had Quincy Williams and Roshon standing over me. And, you know, I just busted out crying. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? So I was trying to explain to them what happened. So Roshon tell me, well, you know, ain't it just rest? You know what I'm saying? Now I got to let this shit out. So I went to tell them, you know, what happened that night or whatever. How I felt, I felt hurt and I felt betrayed. Because like I just explained to y'all, And the question prior to this one, I gave up everything for Chewie. You know what I'm saying? Said put me in the home, paid for when I was 19, and I left it for Chewie. So when that incident occurred, you know, I'm like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just gave up everything for him, and he do this? So I felt betrayed. I felt betrayed, and I felt hurt. But not only that, you know, I loved him. You know what I'm saying? I loved him. So it was like, you know, my whole world was took, man. I had just gave up everything for the nigga.
Yes, ma'am. Now, speaking of Dubois and marriage, what was it like when you finally met Dubois after all that?
Okay, Dubois, same thing. I've been knowing Dubois all my life. Our families are very close. My grandmother, both of my grandmothers, my dad, mom, my mom, and Chewie, goddamn. Dubois mother all ran together. So, like I said, Dubois and them grew up with my brothers, and our families are close. They grew up right across the street from each other. So, sometimes I used to always say, me and Dubois ain't had no business getting together because our families were so close. But how did it feel? I'm going to tell you something. I was in love with Dubois since I was 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? I used to always say, I'm going to get him. So when I got with him, it was like, damn, this is a dream come true. Dubois was a good nigga, Pat. You know what I'm saying? Good man, man. He was everything you wanted in a man. And honestly, how does it feel? I can really say this and be real. Dubois was the only man I really loved. You know, as I was, you know, from my past, like you said about Chewie, you know, a lot of times, you know, we don't know the meaning of love. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what love is, so we say we love that person. But being with Dubois for 15 years, now, I can honestly say he probably was the only man that I really, truly loved. But, you know, how did it feel? It felt like a dream come true to me because I had been wanting since I was 14. Shit.
Oh, really? Now, me and you both share something in common. We both lost our parents.
Right.
So, just kind of give a little insight to what it's like when you don't have that backbone to run back to.
Well, for me, Pat, you know, my situation is a little different from a lot of people's situation because I was grown when I lost my parents. You know what I'm saying? So I've been fishing for myself for a long time. I left home at 17. You know what I'm saying? So, well, actually, when my dad, I was like 25. I'm a daddy's girl. I'm not a mama's girl. Yeah. So I was closer to my dad. But I'll give anything to have my dad back. You know what I'm saying? I can really honestly say, you know, not really picking and choosing, but I was such a daddy's girl. Till if God was to come down right now and said you had a choice out of your mom and dad to bring back, Mom, I see you on the other side. Come on, Daddy. but like I say, you know, my situation is really different because I was already grown and fetched for myself. Yeah. But you know, I wish I had my parents back, especially my dad. You know, it be times now, like last week, you know what I'm saying? I woke up crying. I had a dream about him and Dubois, really. But you know, my daddy really was my backbone. My mother was mentally ill. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I was like 1 or 2 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I really honestly never knew my real mom. Like I said, when I was born, when I was 1 or 2, my mother had nervous breakdowns. You know what I'm saying? So if a person was to ask me what kind of person was your mother coming up, my mother was mentally ill. You know, ever since I was coming up. So I didn't know her true character. Yeah. But with my dad, you know what I'm saying? My daddy raised me. You know what I'm saying? So how does it feel? Like, I mean, like I said, I was already grown. You feel me? Yeah. But I love my parents. I respected them.
Already. And with the marriage and with Dubois, and losing Dubois, another painful part of your life. That's the second person for you to be really in love with that we heard you say you really love. Yeah. And to lose him, you know, it ain't too many people even lost one person that they can really say love. You know, lost 2 people you really know you love. How did Kitty stay strong?
God, man. Now, I give God all the praise and glory because honestly, dog, like after Dubois, remind you, my mother died 2 weeks later, Dubois got killed. So it was like, well, God, you know, like, what do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know what I'm saying? He's speaking to me, dog. So, you know, man, after Dubois, it's just like, man, he took everything. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, no matter what God bring before me, no matter how many obstacles I got to go through, I would never curse God because me knowing God personally and intimately, I know God's will is the best will. And I also know God will never put no more on me than I can bear. How do I stay strong? Man, I got to give it to nobody but God. But I can tell you this. You know, I'm still hurt. I'm scarred. I'm scarred. That's what I am. I'm a mad black woman. But I stay close to God. I stay close to God and I try to surround myself with positive people. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Man, God, man, Pat. But I can tell you something. With Dubois, it was more good times than bad. Dubois taught me everything. Dubois taught me a lot. So me knowing what Dubois would expect of me, that's what keep me motivated. You feel me? He taught me so much to now that I know he's gone and ain't coming back, all I can do is take what he taught me and keep it strutting. And that's my motivation from day to day. That's what I strive for because of that.
Yes, now, another thing. Shout out to Connie, God. You know, I never like a sister. Now, you went through another tragedy, the whole family, and we ask God that y'all be strong through that. Talk about the situation in Fort Worth. Is it Fort Worth?
With my niece? Yeah,
Yes,
Fort
with your
Worth.
niece.
Fort Worth. Well, what, the incident?
No,
or what
not
type
just
of
the
person
incident,
she
but
was? Or the
the
feeling
kind of
that I
person
got?
she was, and then to lose her.
Okay, to lose Tanika was devastating because just like I told my sister Connie, you know, I thought coming up that we would never have to bury one of our kids. You know what I'm saying? Because it's supposed to be us burying our parents, not our parents burying the kids. But, you know, just like my sister say, you know, God don't make mistakes. But at the end of the day, you know, it was devastating for me because, once again, like I said, I never thought that we would have to bury one of our kids. My mother was 75 when she died. She still had all 7 kids. You know what I'm saying? My mother kids are up in age. Kim is supposed to be 49. Gary, shit, damn near 70. So, and we all still here. So to lose one of our kids, man, I'm like, well, god damn. But at the end of the day, you know, God don't make mistakes, and God call home kids just like he do the elders.
Yep, sure do. You sure right about that. Now, with that being said, the way I talk to this with all the OGs I bring on here, I'm sure ready to ask you this question. What do you think about the way that the young kids treat their parents nowadays?
I'm glad you asked me that, because believe it or not, on my way over here, I prayed and I asked God to use me and speak through me. And speaking to the young generation was I was hoping you asked me that. Wow. What was the question again?
The young people and how you feel about the way they treat their parents nowadays.
Okay, how they treat their parents. I feel mad. I feel like sometimes I want to kill half of the motherfuckers because they're very disrespectful. They're very disrespectful to their parents. But I can tell you this, Patrick. Where we lose at, where we went astray at, in my personal opinion, is when crack cocaine hit the streets. When crack hit the streets back in 87, 88, 86, 87, 88, 86, 87, I had Darren 87, 87, 88, it destroyed a lot of good people, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, experienced the drug and felt weak to the drug, and the drug took them 50 fast. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So, but I know a lot of good people, parents in the projects that was damn good parents. When they got on crack cocaine, all that went out the window. So that's what led our kids astray, because most of the people fell weak to the drug, you know what I'm saying, and lost the raising in the household till our kids went astray. You know what I mean? And then like with me too, I had my son so young, I was like a baby having babies. You know what I'm saying? So we so close in age. I had when I was 14, so it's like we growing up together. So the 18-year-old child can't raise no motherfucker 2 or 3 kids. I'm a kid myself. So, lack of knowledge, you know what I'm saying, not knowing. But how do I feel about the disrespect? You know, all I can say, man, and this to you youngsters out there, you know, the Bible say a disobedient child shall shorten their days. Respect your parents, man. Respect your parents. Because just like my grandma used to tell me, you know what I'm saying, I don't care what your mama do, that's still your mama. Respect your mama. You feel me? She say, if your mama get out there and strip butt naked, that's still your mama. So to you youngsters, respect your parents. I don't care what they do. I don't care what kind of drugs they on. If they're a hoe out there sucking dick in the street, I don't give a damn about none of that, man. Respect your parents, because at the end of the day, you only get one. You only get one. And once again, a disobedient child shall shorten their days. Let me tell you something, Pat. We losing a lot of youngsters to the streets, man. Yep. It's not by coincidence. All you disrespectful youngsters that losing these 15 and 16, it's a reason behind that. These youngsters ain't just dying. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you something. My niece in Fort Worth was disrespectful to my sister. You know what I'm saying? I had just left Fort Worth 3 or 4 months prior to that. You know what I'm saying? And she was very disrespectful. And I told her, just like I'm telling y'all, a disobedient child should shorten their days. And when my sister called and told me she died, I told Connie, now didn't I just tell that girl, a disobedient child shall shorten their day. I'm not going to sugarcoat. I'm going to keep it raw and uncut. Respect your parents. That's one of the reasons why we losing a lot. Y'all too disrespectful and too disobedient and rebellious. Don't know your asses from a hole in the ground, but you know it all. You don't do quit disrespecting your parents, man. You ain't going nowhere but to death. The Bible speak on it. A disobedient child shall shorten his days. Period.
Yes, ma'am. And that point right there, I'm so glad you said it. Me and my wife talk about this so much. You know, and people don't understand. I told my friends, I lost a lot of friends, and I tell them the same thing. I didn't lose it because of what they was doing. I lost it because of the disobedience to their parents.
That part.
It's shocking when I tell them that, but I tell them that.
It's a price you got to pay. You got to pay the piper.
Yes.
It's a price you got to pay.
Yes. Now, what's the importance? Because I know one thing, you have a relationship with God. What's the importance of these youngsters getting a relationship with God nowadays?
The importance is guidance. For God to order your steps. And then life. Life. Like Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. You know, and I can tell you something, honestly, because I always knew it was a God, but I never knew God until I went to prison. I found Jesus in prison. And when I say found him, like I say, I always knew it was a God, but I didn't have a personal, intimate relationship with the Lord. Like I say, when I went to prison, I found God. And when I came out, I didn't leave him in there. I brought him with me. The importance is for guidance, and then love. And I'm going to tell you something, Pat. I had so much fun serving the Lord. All them years in the streets couldn't add up to the fun I had in serving the Lord. You know, I found true happiness. And not only that, I found true love because God is love. And that's an importance too. You know what I'm saying? You want to get to know God so God can give you love. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm glad you mentioned that too. Because a lot of people is in the church, but the church ain't in them.
Yes.
I'm going to say that again. That probably went over some of y'all heads. A lot of people in the church, but the church ain't in them. I know a lot of older people. I'm talking about 70, 80, 86, 87-year-old people that's been in church all their life and still don't know the Lord. So I encourage y'all. I encourage you youngsters, get to know the Lord. And then another thing, because the devil's so tricky, he'll say once you start going to church and then you do something in the street and people see, oh, look at him, he messing up. When you take one step, God take two. You know what I'm saying? You can't change overnight. We all born in this. We all born in the flesh. We all born in sin. So you gonna always mess up. That's why Jesus went to the cross. Because we needed him. You know what I'm saying? We born into sin. So I encourage you youngsters, get to know the Lord, get a relationship with the Lord, and try to change and let God circumcise your heart. Because I'm gonna tell you something. And there's people in my family right now in church every Sunday, but their heart's so black and evil. You know what I'm saying? You'll know a person, and I'm gonna tell you another thing. See, the church is so wicked now. You know what I'm saying? So they run a lot of people out. A lot of youngsters don't want to go to the God. You know what I'm saying? To the Lord because of it. But get to know God for yourself. Get in your word. Study to show thyself approval. Get to know God. Get that personal, intimate relationship. That's all God wants. He don't care about you messing up. He know you're going to mess up. He know what you're going to do before you do it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So get that relationship with God and let God start circumcising your heart and working on you and changing some of your ways. Man, life is beautiful, man. And I didn't experience that until I got to know the Lord.
Amen. Now, with us, when we recommend is you start either a talk show, and we even thought about a talk show with sitting down talking with the young people, and I think you'd be the perfect person for that. And what's next on the agenda for Kitty Malt Liquor?
What's next? What's my next move?
Yeah, just
I'm like you, that talk show.
Yeah, because I mean, I think your respect is so. It's on another level than most people. Yeah. Because we got a lot of people that didn't keep it real in them streets.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And you're a female. Yeah. And I remember you calling me before you went to jail, and you was like, nigga, don't be scared to answer this phone. I can take mine. You might not remember telling me that. You told me that. Yeah. Don't act funny with me, fat man. I mean, I respect you so much. I love you so much in my heart to know your story. And they say black women are the strongest women alive. The stories you just told, most people don't know. They just see Kitty on there talking on Facebook and joking, shit. And they don't know the pain that you hide when you're doing that.
That's right.
I really appreciate you coming there with us and sharing that with us. And sit down on the boss whenever you want to come. We love you. We'll come wherever you at. And unconditional love from us. And y'all, that was Kitty Malt Liquor.
That's all. I want to talk some more. You just got a bitch in the groove.
But see, that's what we do. We'll do